Hey guys, welcome to Black United. Welcome to another video. And today I want to talk more about Guardiola, about his trajectory throughout his career, and more importantly I want to discuss this lie that I've been hearing a while, and every time Guardiola has struggles or is not winning a Champions League or anything, they put it on his face, like as if it was an argument, more like a fallacy, because it has a part of truth, but it is mostly used to lie. And I'm aware that I'm not doing this video in the most appropriate time to have people in my favor, and this is exactly why I'm doing it at this moment in time, because I recognize that it's not popular to say right now that Guardiola is in trajectory and in potential the best coach ever. And people are gonna say, well, he can't be the best coach ever because he's only taken the best teams possible of every team, that if he wants to prove himself, that he must take a team like, I don't know, Stoke, or take a team from fighting for relegation and make them Champions League winners or title league winners. And what you want me to tell you? That's not how it works. That's truly not how it works. You ask Ferguson to do that. You ask Wenger. Who else are the best managers of all time? Like, I think those three for their trajectory. Jurgen Klopp. You ask the best managers of all time to do that task, and they won't be able to do it. Mourinho. They won't be able to do it. Yes, and people are going to say, but Mourinho won with Porto the Champions League, and they won with Inter the Champions League. Well, let me tell you, people that are saying these kind of things, his Inter team, first of all, it wasn't a bad team, unless you're saying Eto'o, Zanetti, Cambiaso, Julio Cesar, Schneider. Like, not a bad team. A very, very good team in my opinion. That Porto team that he had, the best Porto team that we've seen in years. Deco as the front face of that team. An absolutely wonderful team. That, let me tell you, they beat Monaco in the Champions League final. They didn't come up against a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, a Bayern Munich. Like, as we know, in the Champions League, you can get lucky. And Mourinho's a great manager. I'm not taking the credit away from him. I'm not taking the credit away from any other coach that I mentioned. But the point of this video is that, for me, I keep hearing the same excuse over and over and over again. And I'm tired of just hearing the excuse that is being used to lie to people. Saying that Guardiola only won whatever he won with Barcelona, only won the Champions League with Barcelona because of Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta. And that is the argument. That they're saying, oh, when he didn't have Messi anymore, well, he didn't win the Champions League anymore. And yes, that's the fallacy right there. Yes, he won the Champions League with Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta. And yes, he hasn't won a Champions League since he hasn't had Messi. But how many Champions Leagues has Messi had without Guardiola and with Guardiola? With Guardiola, Messi had 2 Champions League in 4 years. Without Guardiola, Messi's had 1 Champions League since 2013. And it is 2019 right now, almost 2020. So this argument of he won because of Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, well, let me just take it down. Just let me ridiculize whoever tries to make this argument, because we already had Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta in the 06-07 season and the 07-08 season. Anyone want to tell me why? Why we didn't win anything? Just not the Champions League, no trophies at all. I believe we finished 3rd in the league in the 07-08 season. We didn't win the 6-7 season, and we had the margin to win it by a landslide, and we lost it by 1 point. Being a ridiculous league that we let go away. And we had the likes of, not only we had Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, we had Ronaldinho, we had Deco, like, we had some of the best players in the world. And Guardiola, to make the team better, opted against those players. Why? Because they were being toxic players to the group. And he knew. Guardiola lived that with Johan Cruyff. When Cruyff had to take away the Stoichkovs, the Laudrups, the Romarios of his team, he had to do that. And he was very accurately, because he knows how players that have won a lot and that have won pretty much everything can believe that it is their turn to, take over the club and have a mentality of drinking during the night and partying and coming to the training sessions drunk. And not my words, those are words from Alexander Hleb, who very accurately recognized that if he would have been more professional, maybe he would have succeeded under Guardiola. And this argument that people are saying Guardiola only takes the best teams in the world, well, and that apparently Guardiola is the only coach that is demanded to win the Champions League. And let's just look at this season, or last season. He won 4 trophies last season, while Jurgen Klopp won 1, and only took Jurgen Klopp the 1 Champions League to eclipse winning the Community Shield, the League Cup, the FA Cup, and the Premier League, beating this legendary Liverpool side at it. And someone's going to say, well, the Community Shield is not a real trophy, and the League Cup and the FA Cup, well, those are, not that great trophies. Okay, so why do you play them then? And this is the same excuse with the Copa del Rey and La Liga, because people don't seem to give those merit at all. If the only thing that is important is the Champions League, and the only thing that we're gonna base awards for is the Champions League, the Euros, the Copa America, and the World Cup, then let's make a Super League. Let's make a Super League. Let's put the best teams in Europe all head to head against them, and let's see who comes on top. Because the reality is that while some teams only compete for a couple trophies, Guardiola fought until the end for every single one. Yes, he only reached the quarterfinals against Tottenham Hotspur in the Champions League, but he was this close to knocking them out. He was 1 foot away from knocking them out. So there's more merit for Guardiola has done than what Klopp has done with Liverpool, and he's done. And I'm not taking merit away from what Klopp's done with Liverpool, because he's transformed his Liverpool side into an absolute machine. But Guardiola was able to retain this Premier League title, and not only retain the Premier League title, but retain it against the second best team by point tally in Premier League history. They have the third best point tally, but in terms of the teams that he had to face, that's the best team that Guardiola has had to face in point tally ever in history. So no one please tell me that it was because of Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta, because I believe that the teams that he's competing against they don't have bad teams. Juventus, let me see, Ronaldo, Dybala, De Ligt, they're not bad players, I think. Bayern Munich, Lewandowski, what else do you have? Gnabry, Thiago, they're not bad players. Atletico Madrid, they have what? Oblak, really, really good player. Saul. Real Madrid has a really good informed Benzema, Eden Hazard, Gareth Bale, Varane, Casemiro, Modric, Kroos. Not bad players, I think. This Barcelona team doesn't have bad players either. Griezmann, Messi, Suarez. The fact that he has Messi just says everything. The teams that he competes against are not bad, I think. Liverpool with Salah, Van Dijk, Mane, Firmino, Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, and all-stars. PSG with Cavani, Icardi, Mbappé, Neymar, Di Maria, Verratti, Thiago Silva. The thing is that you use this excuse of that he spent a lot of millions, and this is the falsest thing, because Guardiola in the 08-09 season, what did he bring in to the first team? What was the only change that he did to the first team? He went from having a team that won no trophies to only bringing Piqué for what, 5 to 10 million, I believe, bringing Dani Alves for 40 million euros at right back, and promoting Sergio Busquets from the 4th Spanish division into Primera to overtake a Touré that was an emblem at Barcelona. Yeah, that's all he did pretty much. And he transformed this team into the best team in history. And the next year after that, what did Real Madrid do? Talk about the millions then. Because they brought in Benzema, Kaká, Cristiano Ronaldo, Xavi Alonso. They spent about 300 million euros, while Barcelona what? Ibrahimovic and like maybe 1 or 2 more players, and that's it. But like sporadic players to the bench, because the team was pretty much the same. That's it. And what happened the season after that? Barcelona were still on top. And this is the same argument that Luis Enrique has had against them. Like, people say that Luis Enrique is overrated. That, of course, with the MSN, it's so easy to win trophies. With MSN, anyone can win the treble. Well, you're making it seem like the MSN won every treble it competed for, and they only won one. They only won one Champions League with the MSN. Pedro has won more Champions Leagues than the MSN. Pedro has belonged to more teams that has won the Champions League than the MSN. So by that logic, let's bring Pedro. Pedro has won more Champions Leagues than Neymar. Pedro has won more Champions Leagues than Suarez. And I don't want to discredit the MSN, because for me the MSN is the best forward line ever in world football. As a forward line, as part of a collective, the best Barcelona forward line as a collective that worked for the team was Villa, Pedro, and Messi. Not Messi, Suarez, Neymar. This argument of anyone with Messi, Suarez, and Neymar wins is so easy, right? Well, if it's so easy, then if it's Messi, Suarez, and Neymar who win the games, then it's Messi, Suarez, and Neymar who lose the games too. So that 4-0 in Paris, that 3-0 in Turin, that was not Luis Enrique, that was Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. Because if you're gonna give the credit when the team wins to Messi, Suarez, Neymar, you must give the blame to the players when we lose, right? It only makes sense to me. And the thing is that this is not a sport of 1. This is not a sport of 3. This is a sport of 11. 11 against 11. It's a collective sport. Where yes, individualities can take the balance in your favor. But that if your collective doesn't work, then we see what happens. No balance, very hard for your team to win. And that's why people criminalize Guardiola for. Guardiola right now, it's pretty much, he can't win the Premier League title at this point, I believe. Like, I mean, he can, but like, he must go on a winning streak. Those players must recover their, motivation. And those Liverpool players have to have a massive collapse mentality to lose this Premier League title. But it doesn't take away that in 2 seasons they've done 198 points. And in comparison to the argument of 4 in 5 years, 4 Champions League 5 years that Real Madrid fans, that some Real Madrid fans are trying to use as an excuse as to accept mediocrity from their team. Not all of them, but some of them argue that playing bad football but winning 4 out of 5 Champions Leagues, it's worth it. Well, yes, during those 4 or 5 years, it is worth it. It's what happens after that, and we've seen the results. We're seeing the results. A team that is in build-up, that could have transitioned very nicely into a good team, is a team that is now accepting mediocrity. And Liverpool are playing real well, but Klopp has left it as kind of a concern that he will leave soon, that his departure from Liverpool could be coming soon, and Guardiola the same. Because the thing about winning projects is that motivation is the hardest thing to recover. It's not hard to motivate teams to win, but to win again, that is the hardest thing. Guardiola's famous words: the message runs out. And that is true. The message does run out. And this is why there's this France FC at Barcelona, because they've won everything. They've won everything multiple times. And of course, I'm not blaming them for having a lack of, for them wanting to relax a bit. It's completely normal. I'm just asking them to do it somewhere else. And this was my reflection about it. Basically, leave me your opinions about this topic. Do you think Guardiola is overrated? Do you think that he won because of Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, or do you think that he's actually a good manager? Leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you the next one. Blaugranas.